Hey everybody, Dan Kalis here with our good buddy Claude Diamond, who just got back from an awesome workout running around in Colorado.
Every morning.
Yes, he had.
You need a lot of energy. You need a lot of good health and energy to be successful, to make a lot of money.
You know, that's a topic that's really important to us that we're going to be covering later. But you know, like I think a lot of entrepreneurial people don't take their health serious, and no matter what your philosophy is, you experience, there's different ways to look at it. But physical, mental performance is hugely important. But that's not what we're talking about today.
But
today we're talking about money and this idea that being a real estate investor, you know, there's for decades this concept of no money down deals has become really hot. There's this leveraging other people's money, and just wanted to kind of start off in a broad sense. You know, you're kind of known, Claude, as a creative real estate investor. You do a lot of seller financing and some other ways of leveraging other people's assets, resources, stuff like that. But let's talk about money. I mean, in a general sense, what would you say to a real estate investor if they're brand new getting into the game? What do they need to know about money and the involvement? Do they have to come to the table with their own cash? Do they have to borrow other people's money? Just kind of a broad picture on that.
Makes the worlds go round. One of my favorite Max quotes is the guy who said money isn't everything never had any. You know what creative real estate is about? Leverage. It is, and that's the attraction from the seminars, from the gurus, from all the books. Can we control these large capital investments, real estate, with leverage, with strategies, with ideas? I teach with salesmanship, with guts. Having said that, cash is king. Don't ever kid yourself. Cash is king. And when you a lot of times, I've lost deals. In the early part of my career, I lost a lot of deals because I did so many deals with 10% down, went to the bank, 20% down, went to the bank. I assumed VA mortgages, FHA mortgages when I could, without any, you know, in the old days you could assume things without putting any cash down. Those days, you know, the trouble is sooner or later you run out of cash or credit on these deals. And that's why these leverage type of lease purchase and all these other things are so attractive. But when you have cash, you can do a deal. A lot of times deals come across my table, and people are highly motivated sometimes for a variety of situations. They don't want to do creative real estate deals. I know this is blasphemy to the Guru Union out there for all my fellow gurus, but a lot of people just want cash. And when you're doing a cash is king deal, and you have the cash right away, and you can go to that prospect and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, I can close in 15 days, 30 days. I have the cash. I have the bank approved. I have the HELOC. You're dealing, that's where you can find some killer, high profit, really phenomenal deals. And that's kind of what just a segue, isn't that what you and your brother do with your lending program?
Yes, and we're clients of the lending program. It's not actually our program, but we do promote it because it's worked for us, and we were able to raise some pretty good capital. And it's one of many ways to do it. But yeah, unsecured lines of credit. And you know, what we realized was that a lot of people are focused. A lot of real estate investors, and even us in the beginning, were so focused on how do I fund a deal that I don't have yet. And that's kind of like saying, you know, how do I buy clothes for a size that I'm not in yet? Like, wait till you get to that point, because one of the things I would want to ask you is it true? People say, if you find the deal, the money is easy to find once you find the deal. So find the deal first and then find the money. Would you agree to that?
It depends on I do agree with it, but it depends on your situation. If you're coming from bad credit and not a lot of investment capital, okay, you're starting a whole new business, and we know a lot of people are neophytes. They get into this business with dreams of getting rich, starting with zero because of mistakes they made in the past. Okay, you can find the money, but, and this is a big but, you got to move quick, man. You better have these investors, you better have these lines of credit, you better have them up front, because you will lose that deal if you can't close really quick.
So let me ask you, so what you were kind of alluding to before was you said cash is king, and if somebody's really motivated to move fast, they may not be open to, so you're talking about cash or terms, and terms is another thing, we can talk about that later, about seller financing or something that doesn't involve a lump sum of cash. So, but in the cash realm, what types of different ways have you used in the past, whether it was your own bank account full of cash that you've created, partners, bank loans? I mean, what's kind of a short list of ways to get cash.
Just read. I still have a bag of about 35, 40 of these. I don't know why. I don't even use these things anymore, except for going out to dinner or gasoline or something like that. But in the beginning, I used a lot of credit cards and things with cash advances. I don't recommend that, by the way. Okay, but that's the gambler in me. I wanted success so bad. When I had a great deal and I knew it was a great deal, I would get together 3, 4 credit cards, get the cash advance, buy the property or get the down payment for the property before the bank found out that I took all this stuff, buy the home, either rent it out, lease purchase it, or sell it to somebody else, get the cash back, pay off the credit cards, and keep a small profit. It was, crazy stuff. I got a little smarter, a little more successful, started to network with a lot of people, other investors who had the cash. I found the deal. They had the cash. Mr. Kalis, I've got a deal we can make $50,000 on. I have it under a contract right now. What can we work out? So I have to close in 20 days. How would you like? It's $50,000. Tell me what you'd like to do, sir.
So you gotta get good at sales negotiating to actually access.
Always, no matter what facet of this business you're in, the power of persuasion is key. Do people trust you enough to do a deal with you? And you can do safeguards. I'm talking real fast now because I don't want this to be the world's longest video on finance. But you can set up escrow, trust accounts, your bank, your attorney. You can set up safeguards. When you go to an investor, you got to give them a killer deal. Why? Because their incentive is greed. And you've got to go to them and say, I've got a killer deal here. You're going to make $50,000 on it. I'm going to make a little money. I need your cash. I found the deal. I have it under a contract. Can we do business today? You're not allowed to think about it.
And then we get into the gut sales, which is awesome, which is something that.
And I'd get on that phone and I'd find somebody from the real estate club, from online. I'd find somebody with the real quick phone calls, man. And then I'd find somebody, and if he made $50,000 and I made $10,000, so be it. Until one day the magic happened. I didn't need them anymore. I became a millionaire. I had the money. I had the bank accounts. I had all that I needed. So when a good deal came to me, now I could write the check right away, buy the property, close on it, and do whatever I need to do to profit on a cash stream or flip. Okay, this is the evolution of cash, of money.
Yeah. Now, in our next video, I want to actually talk a little bit more about that specific topic, but I want to go back really quick and just make a point. When you mentioned using credit cards, personal business credit cards, lines of credit with the cash advances, really when it comes down to that, the money's it's cheaper than hard money, but the downside is that obviously you have to juggle some things and the cash advance is high. The one difference and one thing that I want to kind of just leave with different people if they're interested is that we figured out a way through a company that we worked with how to avoid that big cash advance fee. So if that would be a strategy that's pretty ninja, that if you could raise $10, $20, $50, or even $100,000 and not have a huge cash advance and liquidate at a very cheap amount, now you're talking about something really cool. And so if anybody's interested in that, go to fundingforflipping.com because that's the program that we use, and we're able to use that strategy. But yeah, if you're paying normal interest and the 20% cash advance and even 30% cash advance. Even if you did that, though, and you're paying hard money, I always say there's been hundreds of real estate investors that have made millions of dollars off of really expensive money because the profit margins are so huge. But if you can reduce that, even better. So
exactly. Well said.
Cash is king. We'll talk more about some of those things. And like I said, if anybody's interested in kind of using that creative strategy, fundingforflipping.com is who we went through, and we got like 120 grand, and we're looking forward to building up our own vault of cash that we can use. So signing out from here, Dan Kalis, Claude Diamond.
Bye-bye, guys.
Claude at ClaudeDiamond.com and say hi.
Bye-bye.